All right, so in this video, I'm going to talk about how I upsold one of our clients from paying us $30,000 a year into $130,000 a year just by doing a great job and upgrading our packages. Upselling your current clients is one of the most important ways to significantly grow your video agency. And in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to break down exactly the steps that I took to upsell them and add more value to their business and ours as well. What's up? My name is Jason, owner of JLS Video Agency based here in Los Angeles, California. I have a team of about 8 full-time employees and about 20 or so clients that pay us monthly to create high quality podcasts and social media content around the world. All right, so when we started working with this client, they were paying us about $3,500 a month, and we were delivering basic podcast production services for them. We were doing the filming and the editing and then the delivering of that content to them. And once we delivered that content to them, it was up for them to market it, optimize it, and do the strategy and the analysis of the content, and then constantly keep reiterating on that content to grow their podcast. Now, their numbers were okay, but they were unsatisfied with their growth, particularly on social media. Going even more into detail here, they were paying us for 4 shoots a month, 8 videos a month, each ranging between 30 minutes and an hour that were edited, cutting between multiple cameras. And then basically that video was uploaded by their team and posted across all platforms. And then their team also selected short clips from the long form video and posted those as well, creating original captions and context and doing kind of some analysis, strategic analysis on why are some doing better than others. And then also doing some strategic analysis on them and why were they doing better? Why were some doing worse? And then kind of optimizing, analyzing month after month. And we were just handling the production aspect of it. So after I paid my entire team, paid my editor, my shooter, my YouTube strategist who was uploading and creating thumbnails and titles, which is the other element that we were doing, is we were creating thumbnails and titles for the videos and posting those on YouTube, I was left with making $1,000 a month after I paid my team about $2,500. And we did this for about 3 or 4 months last year, and we saw consistent growth on the YouTube. And I think that sort of allowed them to trust and respect us and say, hey, what else should we give these guys so that they can handle more and help us on their other side of what other things that we're doing. So as far as YouTube goes, we started working with them around here. And you can see a pretty significant change between January, February, and March. And obviously things have seasons, they go up, they go down, but overall much better than what they were doing near the beginning of the year and also in 2023. So this is all the 2024 numbers between this kind of period of here between August and so yeah, they saw a huge growth, a huge spike in working with us. I think a lot of it was titles, thumbnails, and also having really great guests on the show. And then, yeah, if you just click on the shorts tab, we also started posting a lot more shorts and creating a lot more shorts. We kind of upsold them on that after the first couple months. We said, hey, we see shorts doing really, really well on YouTube. We should start kind of accelerating how much we're producing there and trying to post even more. And so again, we kind of led with value and we said, hey, you guys are not doing enough. Let's see if we can do a little bit more for you. And at first, we actually offered this for free. We said, hey, if you like working with us, if you like the service that we're doing by increasing the amount of content, then maybe you'll kind of offer us more as we go. And that's exactly what happened. It worked out for the benefit. So once you can build your trust and rapport with your client on one thing, which is consistently showing up, doing a great job at shooting, editing, delivering the videos, and also getting great results on YouTube, we were able to upsell them onto different kinds of packages. And I'm going to break down exactly what that looks like. So over the period of the next 6 months working with this client, we're able to upsell them into multiple different tiers of packages based off getting better and better results for them and proving that there was a direct ROI correlated in hiring us for those aspects of it. And then the money that they got back from us producing better results for them. So the first thing that came was actually replacing their podcast producer. So once we did that, we began actually suggesting guests for them to be on their show. We began actually titling and doing the SEO for both the audio and the video aspects of the podcast. By replacing the contractor that they hired, we also showed that we're able to integrate the systems better internally and do just as good of a job, if not better job, than their contractor that they were hiring externally. And since we brought it internally, it was less stress on them to have to manage multiple people. So when you're working with a client and they're dealing with multiple contractors, like let's say they have a marketing agency that they're outsourcing for SEO and doing website and social media videos, and maybe you're just producing their higher end videos, you can say, hey, it'll actually be less work for you guys to manage less people by hiring us to execute on all the different aspects of video production and social media management. Of course, if you don't offer those services yet, you can do that, but we happen to be able to learn how to do those so we could upsell them. So once we replaced their internal podcast producer, we also began replacing other aspects of their business. That came down to sending out their emails. We would send out a bi-weekly email based off the podcast that we created. And we kind of pitched that to them by saying, hey, we are going to try and get even better open rates for you on these emails. And if you like the stats that you're seeing, then you should continue to pay us to do the email marketing. And if you don't, we can for sure recommend you to a different email marketing service. Of course, we were able to actually increase their open rates on their emails, which increased their ROI because they sell ads via their emails. And then just on a high level, the last thing that we replaced was their Instagram social media strategy. strategy. So we began picking out the clips and editing the clips that would be posted on YouTube as well as Instagram for them. And of course, when we started doing this, we also saw a big uptick on their Instagram performance because we knew the content so well. And because we were so familiar with the long form content, it actually allowed us to be able to produce even better quality content for them. And this is a huge thing that we were actually saving time overall because the same person who was watching the long form content was now creating the clips for them. So it's always for me like thinking about cost savings and time savings. And rather than paying somebody else to watch the video and then having another person pick out the clips, can you have the same person watch the video and pick out the clips? Now, I know this is a very like niche situation I'm describing, but in general, in business and in video production, there are many ways that you can save time by simply delegating one person to be able to do that task and do multiple tasks while they're doing that thing. So now when my creative director watches any kind of long form content, they're also making notes on the shorts, titling the shorts that the editors can go ahead and then execute. And yeah, we definitely saw an uptick in their social media videos. If you check out one of my other pieces of content on this YouTube channel, you can watch about how we got 6 million views for our client in less than 48 hours by picking the best clip on their podcast. Okay, I'm looking at my laptop now to just go through and itemize and byline everything that we started doing for them. So we talked about the newsletter that we're sending out. We also did ebooks for them. So we were creating an ebook based off every piece of content that we would make. We also made ebooks for them. We did the emails. We did the optimization and the testing of everything. We also coordinated with their ads team to actually place the ads within the podcast and write the ads as well. And the last thing is we started doing their automated DMs. So you know how like ManyChat, Go High Level, you can say people comment a word here and they get the link when they comment the word. Well, we also started doing that for them. And so when you take everything in-house and you have one company handling all these services from end to end, I feel like it's a win for the client and it's also a win for us. And, don't get me wrong, this process took time. We slowly up-leveled the services that we were doing over the period of about 6 to 8 months. Every couple months, we increased the services that we were doing for them. So at first, it was just a video production. Then it was the strategy for finding guests and placing guests on the show. Reached out to the guests. We booked them on the podcast. Same person booking them was the same person who was coming up with the run of show for every podcast. So keeping it all internally just made a lot of sense. And now we handle their podcast from end to end. And it's also allowed us to build and scale our team and get better at the things that we're doing and get better at all these different details. So now we can sell this package to other clients and say, hey, this is all the things that we do. Whereas a year ago, we'd only kind of say we were doing video podcast production. But now we've learned end to end how to be able to do everything. And don't get me wrong, I was nervous when we first started kind of upselling this to our client because I wasn't super familiar with all the details of every single aspect that we started upselling them to. But now we're all pretty good at it. And now we're able to kind of scale this process and pitch these services to other clients. If you want to check out more videos like this and how to grow your video production business, just check out the other videos on my page. And don't forget to like and subscribe.